here's a hot take, Encanto is really good. Yeah, I'll apologize in advance, I'm not going to say anything that surprising in this review, it's probably going to be the same you've heard from every other critic because, honestly, this movie's very solid. In Colombia, a family discovers this magic candle. It blesses every one of the family members with a special gift. A superpower, if you will, like super strength, or seeing the future, or growing plants. You read comic books, you know how this works. One family member, though, Mirabel, doesn't have any gifts. Mirabel starts seeing visions, though, suggesting that the magic is, in fact, fading. So she goes on a grand adventure, she actually never leaves the house. But the house too is enchanted, containing all sorts of gigantic magical rooms, and she tries to figure out what's going on. This is one of those rare movies where everything is just done right. The animation looks spectacular and the setting is amazing, there is so much color and movement in everything. But it also knows when to be slow and quiet. It doesn't always need to be telling jokes or singing songs or bouncing around. Sometimes they can just sit still and have an important conversation. And there's not always sentimental music under it to let you know how to feel. It'll just let the scene play. With that said, when there is music, it's also great. Lin-Manuel Miranda returns to do the songs, and they are real foot tappers. Not only are they super catchy and have a real great energy to them, but they do legit help tell the story. If you take them out of the movie, you'll be missing a lot. We don't talk about Bruno, no. This is one of those Disney films I can easily see elements of it being used for other Disney properties. The house in this is alive, and even though it doesn't form a face or anything, you can tell what it's feeling by just little things that it moves around, or what means a shrug, or what means it's angry, or whatever. I can totally see a Disney resort doing something like this. Hell, this whole place looks like a Disney resort. Because the songs are so integrated into the story, I can easily see this being a Broadway show. There's so many times where like somebody's having this inner monologue in song and everybody else is moving slowly, and I can totally see that on a stage production. And yeah, pretty much any of these characters and ideas can be given their own show or comic or even spin-off movie. I really love the fact that there's a Disney film about all these people getting powers and they don't fight evil, they just help out the community. And you know what, if you do that in an engaging way, that can be very interesting. This movie doesn't even really have a villain in it. I was so waiting for another, wait, you were the bad guy all along, another stupid twist villain reveal, but no, it really is just about this family trying to learn to be a stronger family. I guess with that said, the only problem I have is kind of a nitpick. It's revealed later that the grandma has a certain connection to her family that in the third act does play a really big part. And I would have liked that focused on just a little bit more, like maybe one or two more scenes addressing that. However, that does tie into the mystery of what's going on, and if they did focus on it more, maybe it would have given everything away. I actually really like how this movie doesn't treat the characters like dumbasses. Like, when you realize something, usually the character realizes something too. You're not always like 10 steps ahead. But if this is what everything has been building up to, I would have liked just a hit more focus on it. It is there, and it's usually in the background, like a lot of times these problems usually are, but like I said, maybe just one or two other scenes giving attention to that. Aside from that, it really is hard to find anything wrong with this movie. I guess some people might have an issue with finding major conflict in the film. It kind of works like In the Heights a similar way. To me, this stuff is very interesting, like family and friends trying to figure out their own shit and their connections to each other, and what do they help out with, and what don't they, and how do you let someone just grow up on their own or help them out? But a lot of audiences, especially with musicals, like a bigger conflict. They like something where somebody's life is on the line, or they do have to defeat a villain or something like that, so I'm not sure. That might throw a few people off. But for me, it's really refreshing. And when you have a lot of great characters, great ideas, great songs, great story, great animation, great colors, not surprisingly, you're gonna get something that's great. At the time of recording this, I haven't really seen what the public has thought about it yet, so let me know your thoughts as well. Were you enchanted by it just as much as I was, or did it not quite suck you in as much as you were hoping it would? Let me know your thoughts, and if you haven't checked it out yet, dance on in and take a look.